Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Queens of Ponderosa, where we outfit, outgay, and outslay every single episode. I'm joined here by my co-host, Alysha. Alysha,
Hello.
how are you doing?
I'm doing so good. We have officially kicked off a season of Survivor.
A brand new season of Survivor is upon us.
I'm beyond excited.
We are so excited to chat about it. Today's episode, we're going to be recapping the premiere of Survivor 49, which premiered last Wednesday. Going to be breaking down our thoughts on the challenges, on individual players, reflecting on how our pregame analysis was either accurate, maybe not so accurate, and then kind of seeing how we feel about the season to come.
Exactly.
So the very first thing I want to say is I feel the excitement, not just from the players, but from the people behind the screen too.
Yeah.
Like, they are so excited about season 50, and it's like oozing through the screen. Like, they really leaned into like the spectacle that is going to be Survivor 50. Like,
Absolutely.
the opening montage with like all of the players from 50, most of them being featured, Jeff's monologue at the very beginning when they first land, and like, anyway, that's just something I wanted to say because it felt so tangible. Like, it is almost upon us. 25 years of this show.
Yep.
50 seasons. It's like, what an achievement. And
It's
I'm
wild.
happy that everyone is so excited about it, because I am too.
Me too. And I was like kind of nervous that it would be a boring season because people are checked out until 50.
Yes.
But I felt the excitement from the producers and editors on like how they pieced together this episode, and the like Jeff's opening monologue and Jawan's of like what Survivor is and how he compared it to like a horror film was so cool. And it just like gives you the chills, like, oh my gosh, it's starting. And then the energy that the cast brought immediately hitting the beach.
Oh,
like
that Hina tribe, they were
Hina
screaming.
Christina, I literally wrote down Christina's energy screaming and dancing off of the boat.
Oh,
like,
and that would be me.
yeah, I loved that from her.
too.
I loved her, honestly, this whole episode, which we'll get into. But yeah, I loved that. I loved that. And I'm stoked for this season. I'm glad the cast is bringing so much energy because there actually isn't anything special that we're aware of this season. Like, there's not new twists. There's not new things going on.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of just like another season until 50.
Yeah. I kind of felt the same, that I'll make it clear, really excited about a new season of Survivor. Looking forward to not only watching it, but talking about it with my bestie every single week, my fellow queen of Ponderosa. This episode was pretty standard as far as premieres go. Like, nothing crazy gameplay wise, no crazy advantages, but like the players are so excited to play, and everybody really has come to play. There's a couple people we'll talk about that we didn't get to see too much of, but beyond that, like, really excited to see that there's a group of people that are so eager to play the game and play hard, because that's what I want to see. I think, you know, not to make comparisons, but you and I have talked about Big Brother before.
Yeah.
And for those viewers that may not know what Big Brother is, it's a similar reality competition show on CBS. Premise is that the players are locked inside of a house and they compete until, you know, the last one standing wins the money.
If you like Survivor, you have to watch Big Brother.
However, Big Brother seems to attract a lot of people that are pretty eager to chill and let the waves take them where they may, and then hopefully grab the reins at the end and wrap it up, which is completely valid style of gameplay. Big Brother is a very different game from Survivor. But I think that what makes Survivor such compelling television is that almost always, especially in the new era, there's been some ups and downs, but one thing that has always been consistent, especially in the new era, is the casting is on point and everybody wants to play.
Yes.
Everybody is here to live their dream and play the game. And I know that that's not everybody's cup of tea. Like, I know there's some complaints in the community of like, oh, are people like too game body now? Like, do people come so predisposed to what Survivor is that it turns into like this mechanical, maybe, but it's so compelling. And even in the new era, we've seen how much like the interpersonal relationships really play a factor. Anyway, I'm going on like a little bit of a tangent, but
no, I love it.
Exciting.
I think it is so exciting. And I genuinely feel excited about every single person on this cast. Because even the people in the preseason that I was kind of like, nah, whatever. Like Jason, for example, I didn't like feel too much about him. Incredible this episode.
Yeah, so excited.
Jeremiah, hello.
Yeah, love him.
Who else? Steven.
He is so precious.
Yes.
So cute.
I was kind of just like, whatever about Steven, but it's like, no, he is here to game, and he had such a compelling story and one that everyone relates to a lot this episode.
Oh, yeah.
And to the people that think it's like too game body sometimes, I do agree. But I don't think that that's attributed to necessarily it being like a super fan show. I think that's just how some people get. They like live their dream and they get out there and they freeze. But that happens on Big Brother too. And it's not even that they freeze. They just like are so strategic and so locked in. That happens on Big Brother all the time. And I would rather watch a cast of people that are so all in, they would do anything to win, than people that just like snooze through a game. Yeah. But Big Brother is so much longer. I think that's why they do it.
It's a lot longer. Yeah. It's live, so you see like the downtime. We don't see the downtime as much in Survivor, but
So opening scene. Yes. What are other things that you would like? Well, actually, I'm going to mention one thing, and then you can share anything else in the opening scene. Jason finding out that he was going on Survivor 30 minutes before going to bed.
Yes.
And it's like...
I was going to bring that up too. Crazy. And like, honestly, I'm glad that production like kept that in. Because he said like, I hope this isn't pulling back the curtain too much. Here's what happened. Like, so cool, I think, honestly. Cool. Like, so cool to see somebody like react to being an alternate. And like we talked about that in our previous episodes of like the way that alternates play, and he is ready to come out swinging. Like his opportunity came, it's here, and he wants to play super hard. I felt like the exact same thing of how exciting, how cool, how crazy to like, I wonder how he even slept, or if he slept at all, of like, by the way, you're playing, you're going to the island tomorrow. You know, and he talked about how he brought like different colors of outfits because he didn't know what tribe he put on. So it's like, hurry and get all my yellow stuff together. Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah.
And also, can you imagine like something that, who said it in the preseason? Someone that was an alternate for a last season, like
I know that Sophie S was an alternate on 48, I believe.
It was Sophie S. She was, maybe it was actually Mike Bloom and Rob Sesternino talking about this. I can't remember. But the alternates have to go through all the preseason interviews and everything as if they're going to be on the show. And that would be so hard mentally to go through it all and talk about it and be like, I'm just an alternate. Like, I have to go through this and act like I'm going to be on and not even be on. So I just cannot imagine how he felt like going through all the preseason and being like, it literally starts tomorrow. Yeah. And I'm still an alternate.
Yeah.
30 minutes before going to bed. Like, what would be running through your head?
Yeah, I know. It's wild. And I wonder if, because it's really interesting because the other alternate this season was MC, and they're on the same tribe. And then Sophie, who was an alternate on a previous season, is also on this tribe. We didn't see this, but I have to imagine that the three of them had some kind of conversation and potentially bonded over it. Hina, we really didn't see a lot of this episode, which makes sense because they were safe and they won both challenges. So we didn't really get to see too much of them, but I wouldn't be surprised if, whether we hear about it post-game or, if they talk about it later in future episodes, like, if all those players bonded over the fact that they were all alternates and now this is like their time to shine. It was really cute. I saw a video on Instagram of MC showing all of her friends that she was going to be on Survivor because she had told people she was going on like a retreat. Yeah. And then she like brought them over to her apartment or house or wherever she's staying and showed them the promo. And then it cuts to like her face on it and all of her friends are like... is that where you went?
Oh like, my gosh.
That's where you were when you filmed this retreat, which is crazy because, you know, she also talks about the fact that she's like a brand new fan. Her first season was 47. So anyway, so exciting and really happy that production left that in. Like,
me too.
Maybe some people will find it like a little bit cheesy of like, how do people get so excited about this? But as we talked about in our introduction episode, like Survivor is more than a show.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, including me and including you. It's something that is fun to watch, something where we like learn about ourselves and each other, like we push ourselves to our limits, like the contestants. Anyway, super cool. Really glad they kept that in.
And you learn just so much about humanity and how people interact, and you learn a lot about communication, group communication, persuasion. The challenges are so fun. Yeah. It's just the best show in the world. Yes. Okay? It's so not a hot take, Shannon. Yes. It's the best show in the world. Yeah. Also, she cracked me up this episode. Yeah.
She kind of gagged me this episode with how well she did.
Same.
We'll get to that, but
okay, let's talk about the opening challenge then. Yes. So they hit the beach.
They have a challenge to do. I am very pleasantly surprised that they didn't immediately drench them in mud. Yes. That's something that if you're like chronically online about Survivor like I am, people have noticed that in the new era especially, the first challenge always features mud, and people speculate that it's because production wants them to look marooned and dirty as soon as possible. So I was kind of pleasantly surprised that they bucked that trend. Now, granted, they did it in the immunity challenge, which we'll talk about later. Soaked. But I was like, oh, fun, no mud. Like, I'm already a little bit more intrigued by this. So first challenge, they have 2 people run out and get some heavy crates. They have to run the crates back. 2 more people swim out to a boat that has more crates, and they pull the boat back from the ocean. Everybody comes together to carry all the crates to their block. 2 people have to use the crates to solve a puzzle, forming a cube out of the crates. 1 person climbs on top of the cube to like knock off a little mallet, and then they ring a bell with a mallet.
Yeah, they jump off of the cube to ring a bell.
So that's essentially the challenge. You know, as challenges go, like, okay.
It was
like,
good.
Yeah, didn't think it was anything like super insane or crazy, but you could tell people were really excited. I always love to see who it seems like are going to be like our puzzle people. I mean, it's fairly easy to tell based on how people look, like who are going to be our athletes. Like we obviously knew looking at Jake that he was going to be an athlete. Looking at someone like MC, you know, even Alex, like, so I'm always intrigued to see who does really well on the puzzle. And so Jason and Christina were able to really step up. Yeah, they were way ahead of everybody.
Something I wrote down is that I love how calm Jason was. Because everyone's freaking out and all of the tribe mates are like, oh, do this. Like everyone's so excited. It's the first challenge.
Emotions are high. Like they just got marooned on their favorite show. So
and they want to win supplies. Because for this challenge, they win the machete and flint, which is major for camp life and setting up a shelter and starting fire. So emotions are high, energy's high, but Jason was so calm. Very Jason calm. And Christina worked together beautifully. Beautifully. And it's just, I had to eat my words. I didn't say that Hina was going to be the disaster tribe. We didn't say that explicitly. We were like, could be them, could be Kella. We don't know. They crushed it.
I will fully admit, like, I was convinced. I was like, I think Yellow's going to be our struggle bus team. We were only 1 episode in. Anything could happen. But yeah, they not only won both challenges, like dominant wins both times. Like it was not close, which is really, you know,
they
interesting
just worked together so well cohesively. Something I noticed in the first challenge was that Kella... Everyone was trying so hard as an individual. But like for some reason it wasn't clicking all together. Like Alex and oh my gosh, who ran out to the water with him? Jeremiah.
I think so, yeah. Because they had Alex, Jake and Annie doing carrying the cubes, and then Alex and Jeremiah doing the boat, and then the puzzle was Nicole and Sophie.
And Jake and Jeremiah, or Alex and Jeremiah, they like sprinted to the water. And Jake and Annie, when they had to get the blocks, everyone was like giving it their all, but for some reason it just was not clicking. And the puzzle looked hard. I need to buy that puzzle. Like into
the puzzle did look kind of intense.
Into little cubes.
Because it involved not just stacking them, but also like the orientation of each smaller box. Like some were horizontal and like flat across, and some you had to like prop up and like, yeah, it was definitely more complicated than meets the eye, I think.
And I feel like the scale of the puzzle is actually what makes it so hard as well.
Well, because they're heavy pieces.
They're heavy, but also just being able to look at the whole thing. Because when you're doing a tiny puzzle that you have to make a cube this big, it's easy to be like, okay, I can see this,
but now you gotta like.
But when the cube is as big as your entire body,
yeah,
you have to walk around the whole thing. Anyway, so I was very impressed with the Hina tribe. Their vibes were high. It rode them through and beyond that challenge.
Yeah.
They win, which leaves Kella and Uli without supplies.
Yes.
So then Jeff sends them to another challenge. They have to pick one member from each tribe to go compete for the machete and the flint.
Yes.
Who did we have?
We had Rizzo, a.k.a. Rizgod.
Rizgod, who like volunteered.
Not
immediately.
Only because it seemed like everybody on Uli was very adamant. No.
Yep.
I'm not doing that.
He said, if someone has to go, I guess I'll go.
If it's a puzzle,
we're cooked.
I
kind of thought he was lying a little bit just to be like.
He was completely serious.
After watching that challenge, he was dead serious.
Dead serious.
Puzzles are not his thing.
Absolutely not.
But anyway, and tell us about the second.
And then we had Alex from Kella. So both of them go to this other beach, and there's a challenge set up that they host on their own without Jeff. Again, I liked this more than what we've seen in previous New Era seasons of like kind of grew to like, it's Sweat versus Savvy. We know what it's going to be. So I appreciate that they're doing something a little different. Would I like more time for everybody to just like meet their tribe instead of doing another challenge? Yes.
1000%.
But this was a good character moment for both of them. And it was a little bit more interesting than like a Sweat versus Savvy. Like, how many buckets of water do they have to carry across the beach? Or how many squares are in this bigger square? Anyway.
Totally.
So the challenge starts where they have to find coconuts with their tribe color on them. And then open up those coconuts to have, there's puzzle pieces inside. They solve the puzzle, and then the puzzle shows them where to dig. Alex, very quickly. Oh, yes, they have to dig for a ship wheel to then raise a flag.
Yeah, because then they have to go put it on a mast, and then they have to spin it to raise a flag.
Correct.
They win.
Yes, you are correct. Challenge starts. Alex is smoking Rizzo. In every aspect. Like, he is running a lot faster, collecting his coconuts a lot faster, and has the puzzle together really fast. And is digging before Rizzo's even done. Rizzo gets his coconuts, forgets to open one of them. So he's working off of the assumption he has all the pieces when he's missing two. And then Rizzo pulls what I think is going to be like a very like character defining moment for him, in that he cheekily just walks over to Alex's puzzle and starts solving his own puzzle on top of Alex's puzzle as a guide. Realizes he doesn't have all the pieces, opens up his final coconut. And while this is all happening, Rizzo, his memory with the puzzle is not super great. So he's bouncing back and forth between the stations over and over and over again. And Alex is digging.
He's still digging.
At one point, Alex comes back to his puzzle to recheck where to dig. Rizzo walks over and says, hey, buddy, I'm just going to take a peek. And Alex lays his body on top of the puzzle so that he can't look. But he can't destroy the puzzle because he has to know where to dig. So as soon as he leaves, Rizzo just walks back over and starts solving the puzzle. Well, it was so funny
because when Alex threw his body on top of the puzzle, Rizzo goes, yeah, that's smart. Like, his commentary was so funny. It's what made this challenge, like, so entertaining.
Yes.
And he'd be like, he's cooking. Like, Alex is cooking. Yeah, he's so smart. Like, but then he goes, don't call it a comeback.
Yes.
When he came back, because Alex, as he was frantically digging, coming back to look at his puzzle, going back to dig, it's like, it's very explicit where to dig.
Yeah.
He was digging like 2 feet deep.
Yes.
I'm like, brother, have you watched Survivor? You have to dig.
You've got to dig.
Yeah, you've got to dig.
Crazy.
And he was just like starting to dig in other places.
Yes.
And I'm like,
what are we doing, girl?
What are we doing?
Yeah. So if you can't already tell by our commentary, Rizzo catches up, solves his puzzle, digs, finds the ship wheel, and wins the challenge. And Alex is gagged. Alex is, I cannot believe I blew this lead. I couldn't either.
Me neither. Like, I was astonished.
Jeff loves to do like one of the biggest like
blowouts
of all time. One of the blowouts. Like, I actually think this is one of the biggest challenge chokes that we've ever seen.
Ever.
Granted, it's probably not going to be that important long term because at the end of the episode, they have their flint and their machete and everything. Crazy choke, though.
Crazy.
Like, such a lead that if he would have just dug a little bit deeper, it would have been over before Rizzo even had all of his pieces out of his coconuts.
Yes. And one thing that I loved in this challenge, well, two things.
Yes.
It was interesting because when Rizzo got to his spot to start digging, Alex says to him, you know this challenge is mine, bro.
Yes.
And Rizzo's like, I've come too far to give up. And I was like, Alex, are you really asking him to not like do it? It made me think that he was trying to ask
that political
for Kyle's thing. Like in Kyle's season, this last season, he went and did the Sweat Savvy challenge. He kind of choked on accident because he broke a piece of the challenge. He broke a bottle.
Yes.
And so then he ended up helping the other guy. And I was like, are you trying to ask Rizzo to come dig with you? Ridiculous.
I think Alex's like Capitol Hill negotiating skills were coming out of like, Rizzo,
come on.
Let's see.
Like, you used my puzzle. Yeah. Like, come on. But Rizzo, this challenge just so beautifully like helped the audience see his backstory and his personality.
And we're immediately endeared to him now.
Totally.
Love him.
Because it shared, and then he went back to his tribe and shared his backstory of like how much he's had to fight in his life and how he was doing his parents' taxes when he was 13 or whatever.
He's the first Albanian person of Albanian descent on Survivor.
Yeah. So I loved this challenge just because it's already like the perfect foundation for Rizzo to try and accomplish his goal of being one of the greats, right? Yes. It was just such a fun comeback. He didn't give up. Yeah. I loved that he had no shame in looking at his puzzle. I mean, it's not cheating.
It's not against the rules, girl.
Yeah, who cares?
You gotta do what you gotta do to win.
I don't know why Alex didn't just wreck the puzzle. It's very clear where you need to dig.
Yeah, he knew exactly where. Yeah, he should have just like thrown. I mean, hindsight's obviously 20/20.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you know where to dig, it was pretty clear. It showed the two logs and you dig in the middle. Tear the puzzle apart and throw the pieces.
Literally,
You know, if you have to go and make your puzzle again, fine. But like,
you can do it like 3 times over before this kid finishes his puzzle. He was so bad, Rizzo, at the puzzle.
Oh, he really was.
Anyway.
I wonder too if that's like foreshadowing to like Survivor. If you rewatch certain seasons, the editors love to foreshadow certain things. So I wonder if in the future there's a challenge that involves a puzzle
that
Rizzo has to win.
Yep.
And doesn't win. And, you know.
Probably. Who knows what his fate
Who knows?
Be.
We'll have to see.
Yes.
So yes, Uli, Rizzo wins supplies for his tribe. So now we are at day 1. Hina has their supplies. Uli has their supplies. Kella does not. Rizzo returns to Uli to say, I did it.
Victorious.
Alex returns to Kella to say, I didn't. And then we kind of see all 3 tribes interacting. So,
and to your point earlier of the complaint behind this challenge, like let's just say in the first challenge when they hit the beach, we can have a first place, second place. They both get machete and flint or whatever.
Yeah.
This season, however, the loser, Alex, luckily this didn't affect him very much because he goes back to Kella and Jake has already had his eyes set on Alex, drooling over him as an alliance member, and has an immediate bromance. Like, while Alex is gone competing, Jake tells Sophie, I want him. I feel great about him. We're going to work with him.
He says in a confessional, like, him volunteering shows that he's, like, the kind of person I want to work with. He's, like, wanting to protect his people. We obviously can tell that Jake is very into the, like, loyalty aspect, which we talked about previously, is like, okay,
sure.
Loyalty and Survivor, yeah, sure. But
whatever.
It obviously worked out really well because Alex bombs the challenge for his tribe, comes back, and is immediately in the Power Alliance on his tribe.
And I'm so sorry. Did we not predict this?
The way I'm gripping the microphone to our just audio only viewers, the way that I was so proud that for the Blue tribe, we locked that shit down. Everything that we said about them is exactly how it played out.
What happened.
Which I think is so fierce.
So fierce.
We were like,
the queens have spoken.
The queens have spoken.
They spoke.
And the queens spoke and they were right.
And they were right.
The queens spoke truth from on high.
That is all we will do.
They get back. we're going to kind of like bounce around a little bit here talking about each tribe. But we get to Kella. As Alysha said, Jake has already talked to Sophie and says, feel really good about you. We predicted that Sophie would feel really good about Jake because she said that she wants a meat shield.
Yep.
Very obvious pick for her to link up with Jake. Jake says, I want to work with Alex. Alex comes back. Hey, we're working with you. We also talked about the fact that Jeremiah and Jake are both from Canada.
Yep.
And they link up together. And so now there's a 4. And we said the people that might be on the outs are Annie and Nicole. So literally like everything that we said, you know, not to toot our own horns a little bit, but that was kind of fierce.
1000%. Haters are going to say we didn't even record that tribe review before the season came out. And we did. We sisters. Did. I have the receipts.
We have the receipts. You can see when those files got uploaded to, you know, our Google Drive or whatever.
Yes.
This is all recorded pre-season, girl.
The thing that was killing me with Jake and Sophie is the second Alex comes in and the 3 finally get to talk together, he literally says, we are a bromance. He says that to Alex. He's like, we're a bromance. Us 3.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay.
Yeah. Sophie.
She's getting jealous. She said it too in her confessional. She's like, I can't help it. I'm getting jealous. Like, I don't love this bromance. And so I think Jake might be screwing Alex's game a little bit early on. Like, and he's not meaning to, but he's very, very clear how much he's obsessed with Alex. And I don't know if Alex feels the exact same way towards Jake.
Alex and Sophie both seem like a little bit more savvy game players than Jake, solely because Jake really only got, at least according to the edit, he only got footage of like, I'm working with my core 4.
Yeah.
But we saw Sophie and Alex both have scenes with people outside of the core 4. Alex and Sophie both had conversations with Annie. Sophie had conversations with Nicole. Sophie had a conversation with Jeremiah of like, those 2 are obviously a bromance, so let's make sure that we
have each other.
Worried a little bit about the potential of Sophie overplaying. She was giving me Swathi vibes from
my gosh,
42.
yes.
Was that 42 that she was on?
I think so. I remember
where
her well.
There was a montage of her telling everybody, you're my number 1. And then it came back to bite her and she got voted out. Sophie didn't tell everybody that she was their number 1, but we did get a montage of Sophie talking with basically every person on her tribe being like, I'm good with you, which is probably what you need to do. We've seen Say from season 48 put it really good that like you have to be on top of stuff on day 1. You need to be a driver. You need to be proactive. So I totally understand why Sophie was doing that. Just wonder what the consequences of that might be later down the road. But she seems really well insulated because, you know, we're going to talk about what happened with the immunity challenge, but I don't see Sophie going anytime soon.
I don't either. I think she just needs to keep her paranoia in check because those 2, Jake and Alex, they need her right now. And I think the connection that she has with Alex, I think that too has a potential to be stronger than the bromance anyway.
Yeah.
Someone else who also ran to everybody making like good allies and alliances with everyone was Steven on the Hina tribe.
Yes. So transitioning over to Hina. All right, so yes, Steven transitioning over to the Hina tribe. Hina, it's interesting because I think it was Savannah on Uli, our red tribe, was like, we're the vibe tribe. I kind of got the feeling that like yellow is very much the vibe tribe too. We didn't get to see a lot of them. We had very quiet edits for most of the players on this tribe. Sage is on Uli and got 1 confessional. The rest of the Hina tribe got between 1 to 3 each. Steven got 5. So overall, we saw a lot less of this tribe compared to the other.
And it makes sense since they won
tribes.
Both times.
Yes. So the first thing I want to say about Steven, like you brought up at the beginning of the episode, what a sweetheart.
I love him.
So precious. He opens up, this is later on in the episode, but we'll talk about it now. He opens up and says that on the island, he recognizes it's because he is tired and hungry and thirsty, but he's experiencing a lot of paranoia and imposter syndrome. And he opened up and said, like, I was like the runt of the litter and like didn't hit my growth spurt until I was like almost like 15. And
he said he was 4'11" halfway through his junior year of high school.
Oh, so not even 15 then. He probably was like 16 or 17.
He's also insecure about everyone seeing his hearing aids.
Yes.
So there's just so many levels of like insecurity for him. And then I think him knowing that everyone else could be making these deals too. And he just had this real moment of like, does everyone actually like me? Like they're saying they like me, but do they really like me? Like, do they want to work with me?
Yeah.
Are they just saying this to me to like, oh, he's the weird kid. Let's make him feel comfortable. I was just like, you just feel for him.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what I love about Survivor is like the vulnerability it can bring out in everyone, and everyone shares that imposter syndrome. Like everyone feels that way, and everyone can go back to a moment in high school where they're like, I feel like I don't fit in and I want to fit in, but do I? Does everyone actually like me?
Yeah.
So I loved that moment from Steven.
Yeah, I did as well. Yeah, it was very endearing because he's like such a goofball, and we also kind of got to see like that soft side. Like he made the joke that he made in his pregame interviews about like one of the things he realized after he got hearing aids was like how many farts have I thought I got away with and totally didn't.
I loved his discount Ryan Reynolds joke too. And it was cute because MC was like, no way, like Ryan Reynolds is the discount Steven, whatever his last name is.
Yeah.
So I loved
Ram, I think.
Yeah. So I loved that moment with Steven and MC. And then Steven also had a moment with Christina. They like had a super real moment and they were loving each other. And then Steven had a great moment with Matt. And no one else super connected with Matt.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it was a bit of a quiet episode for Yellow. We didn't really get to see too many dynamics play out. It looks like from what we saw, Steven seems to be in pretty good with most, if not everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
Christina and Jason also seemed to kind of get connected. Matt didn't really seem to connect with anyone else except for Steven, but he's the one that like got the fire started and like is trying to take on that provider role. And we really didn't see a lot from MC or Sophie S at all. It was a very quiet episode.
Yeah, we only saw really a lot of challenge, challenge strengths from both of them.
Yes.
Sophie was very integral in the puzzle.
Yes.
The immunity challenge puzzle. She was so calm.
Yes.
Yeah, with doing the snake thing and just communicating as a team. So she's super strong. And then MC having to like carry the snake, like she was crushing it. Yes. So I think everyone in that tribe is positioned pretty well. Going back to Matt super quick, I loved because so many older people are like, I'm just going to hold back and I'm not going to interject and I'm just going to be cool. He actually was cool. Yeah. Like when he was watching them try and make a fire and try and make shelter, he was just quiet and he was like being supportive and being in on it. And then was it Jason or Steven that was like, okay, I know Matt knows how to make a fire 100 different ways and he's just watching us struggle. Matt, will you please come make this fire? Yeah. And he was like, yeah, happy to help. Yeah. Like, thank you, Matt.
Yes.
Thank you, Matt, for not being like Bruce or being like Coach or being like Phil. Like, so many players that cannot help themselves.
Yeah. I was a little worried when they talked about like Super Smash Brothers at the beginning.
Yeah.
And Steven and Jason were talking about, it was so funny that my nerd was like on fire when they were having this conversation. Cause anyway, I love Super Smash Brothers. And Matt's like, I have no idea what they're talking about. And I was like, oh no, like, are we gonna have another repeat of like like these kids? I don't know what they're talking about. Seemed like he kind of recovered pretty well from that. It'll be interesting to see what the dynamics are on Hina just in general. Cause like I said, we didn't see too much. Another thing, like I said, I don't want this comparison to be seen as just because they're both Black women in their 30s. Yeah. But Christina was really giving me some Suri feels in this 100%. Episode. 100%. The fact that she is terrified of birds reminded me of the scene in season 12 where Suri's picking up leaves for their shelter and literally goes like, ah! And they're like, what are you scared of? And she's like, leaves. I hate leaves. Like, I hate leaves. Crazy.
I loved that little montage of her like screaming at all of the bugs and all of the animals and how she's just like, I'm keeping it in. Yeah. And she is to a certain extent, but she has that charm. Yes. And everyone is loving her. They're loving her energy. Yes. She's bringing that mom energy. Yeah. She obviously hates the outdoors. Like she is giving Suri. She's had a good read.
She's giving Suri fields. Yeah.
We'll see if we get more from the Hina tribe.
We will. Yeah. Like we said, they win the immunity challenge. So we don't really get to see too much of them. So maybe let's talk about Uli a
Let's
little
do
bit.
it. Uli.
Uli.
Let's talk about Rizzo coming back from the challenge.
Yes. So they come back from the challenge. Rizzo, like we said, sits them down, tells them about the challenge, has this very special moment where he like shares how proud he is of himself and how excited he is to represent his family and like Albania with his heritage, which is really exciting. And like Savannah's the one that says it. They definitely are like a vibe tribe. This tribe was really interesting because the dynamics were unclear, similar to Hina, but Hina's is more like we haven't really seen a chance of like, or like really seen any footage at this point of anybody really talking strategy.
Yeah.
Whereas on Uli, we saw a lot of people talking about a lot of different things, but because they won the immunity challenge, we didn't really see what's happening. So from what I have in my notes, this is what it seems like it has broken down into.
Okay, let's hear it.
So it seems like at the core of every conversation involving strategy on the Uli tribe, Savannah is in the middle.
Yes.
She is seemingly the most well insulated because it kind of seems like there might be a low-key girls thing. Savannah really vibes with Shannon.
Yeah, she didn't at first.
Because
they were doing that whole, I loved that meditation scene.
The scene of the yoga?
Yeah, Shannon's leading them through it.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, breathe in and breathe out. And it just cuts to Savannah and she's like blinking like,
yes,
this is not it.
Yeah.
But then she has this moment of like, there's more to Shannon than she's letting on.
Yes.
And I want to keep her close.
Yes.
So then she goes to Shannon and is like, we're feeling each other. They were like, yeah, it was her, Shannon, and Jawan.
Yes.
And they were like, us three. And I was like, okay, Shannon.
Yes.
Yes, Shannon and Savannah. I love Jawan.
Yes.
Like, I was loving that. Anyway.
Yes. Sage and Shannon have also connected because they're both weird.
Yes, very weird.
I noticed they didn't talk too much about it in the episode, but there were quite a few scenes with all three Uli girls together. So we could potentially see the three women working together.
Sage is extremely weird.
Sage is very weird.
I wrote down, let me find this.
Strange.
Let me find this. The aqua dump comment.
Yeah.
She said, I'm so excited to have an aqua dump. If any of you have one, explain it to me in detail. I love poop. Huh?
And like,
I'm sorry, I just screamed in my mic.
To be fair, if we're going to clown Sage for being weird.
Yeah.
Like, I might be a little weird too.
Oh, yes, we are all a little weird.
Because my friends and I in our group chat always report to each other when we poop.
Oh,
but we don't provide like context or pictures.
That's great.
But that's like our running joke is like, in the bathroom, thinking of you.
Thinking of you guys.
So like, if we're going to clown Sage for being weird, then okay.
But girl, you're doing it in your friend's chat. She's doing it on her Instagram story. Do you see what I'm saying? Like people that she's never met.
She's doing it on national television.
She's doing it on, quite literally, on national television.
And you know, when this podcast blows up, this is going to be all over the internet too.
Yes.
So.
And we didn't say it first.
That's true. We're just copying Sage.
Everyone was just like, what?
Yeah.
And then even when Rizzo came back and he was telling his story, he's like, sorry, I feel like I'm going to cry. Sage goes, cry, please cry.
Yes.
Like she loves feelings. She loves emotions.
She does.
She is just so weird.
Yes.
And I love her. Love her. Yeah.
This puts Nate off.
Yes.
Because Nate very clearly says he has reservations about her because she just says whatever's on her mind. And he doesn't know how he feels about Sage. So I could see a scenario where, shockingly, I think if Uli was to go to tribal council, I think Sage might be the most in trouble.
Absolutely.
Which is so interesting to me because, you know, I'll fully admit it. I was not a Shannon believer, and she's converting me because listening to her not answer every single question in her interviews, I was like, I mean, this girl marches to the beat of her own drum, and she'll be like a fierce first
whatever.
boot.
Yeah.
And she's going deep.
Here's the thing. I feel it. I kind of, after Shannon's interview, I was like, I am buying whatever she's selling. I'm in love with her.
Yeah.
And I knew that, like, if that's how I felt after watching an interview with her, not even being there, imagine talking to her and being there. Like, she has an energy that is so magnetic.
Yes.
And a personality that's so magnetic and disarming and calming. Quick transition to Nate, because Nate, this didn't play out as we thought it would between him and Jawan.
Yeah.
When Nate said he worked in film and he didn't give in everything.
I'm the MCU producer.
No.
Yeah.
But Jawan would have lost his mind if he said that. But he was losing his mind over him being a producer for some Marvel films, and I think he dropped one or whatever. And Nate didn't like this. And I was at first confused, but then I got it as the episode went on, because Nate made such a good comment that I loved in his confession. He said he wants to build his alliance like a Marvel superhero team.
What do we need, like all the different powers?
Yes. It cut to Jawan and Rizzo walking, and it said, we don't need 2 Captain Americas. And I was like, okay, so that 3 isn't happening.
Yeah.
Because he views Jawan and Rizzo the same. He was like, you want Captain America and Iron Man and Black Widow and all of these other, and I'm like, I loved that so much. Good analogy.
Yeah.
Interesting though, because winner Rachel, she had the philosophy that she wanted to surround herself with similar threats.
Yes.
People that played similar so they could be like the scarier version of her.
Other,
yeah. So I'm like, okay, there are different ways to take it. I get both sides.
Yeah.
But Nate is very in the camp of like, I don't want anyone that's like each other.
Yeah.
So he wants himself and Savannah.
Yes.
Savannah was very relieved and excited that someone wanted to talk strategy with her because she's been chomping at the bit.
Yes.
And then he feels great about Shannon.
Yes.
So I loved that. I was like, okay, I could love that 3.
Yes. Which brings us to Savannah is in every discussion, and then Shannon's also less involved in everybody's stuff, but is also in the middle. Mm-hmm. There's a conversation at the water well between Jawan, Shannon, and Savannah where they're trying to figure out who their 4th would be. Mm-hmm. But now it's really interesting because it seems like Savannah and Shannon basically get to pick who the core 4 is moving forward. They can go with Nate and maybe pick up somebody. They could go with Jawan and pick up somebody. Like, so my vibe, Nate also really likes Rizzo.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Nate says that he wants Rizzo. So it's seeming like there's Nate and Rizzo over here. Mm-hmm. Jawan is over here by himself. Mm-hmm. Sage is over here by herself. And then all 3 groups think that they have Shannon
and Savannah in the middle. Mm-hmm.
So it'll be really interesting to see. To me, that makes it seem like if Uli goes to tribal, the first person to leave is either Jawan or Sage. Mm-hmm. That's the vibe I'm getting.
100%.
God forbid it's Jawan, because he's my winner pick and he has to go deep.
I love Jawan.
And I love him too.
Something else I wrote down, by the way, his confessionals are so good.
So good.
He is such a good narrator.
Yes.
Because something I loved with his confessional as well, not just the opening one, but this parallel to like an open casting call for the Uli 4.
Yes.
Because he's like...
I wrote that down too.
Yeah, I loved that.
Yeah.
Because he was like, okay, it's me, Shannon, and Savannah just picking, like, who are we going to have?
Yeah, who's going to be our 4th?
Is it going to be Rizzo, the young da-da-da? Like, he's so exciting to listen to.
Yeah.
So I'm like, please, I don't want it to be anyone, though.
I know.
Because I love Sage.
Oh, I love this whole tribe. My Uli buff is in the mail right now.
Same.
It's on its way.
I will be wearing it as soon as I get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you'll see it on this.
Absolutely love them.
Oh, sorry. One other thing I wanted to say about Jawan. Jawan and Savannah particularly, but Savannah is a little intense. I want her to like reel it back.
Yeah.
Because she's like, okay, we need to talk business at some point. It can't be just vibes. Girl, you're not going to tribal yet, so chill.
Yeah.
Like something that players will do, and it never bodes well for them, is talk strategy and talk about who to eliminate before they have to.
Yes.
Because then it gets out. It's like, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
You can build alliances and build like relationships and stuff, but that's it. And she's dying for that.
Yeah.
And I think she's also being hypercritical because Jawan has this vulnerable moment, which I also loved, when he was trying to make fire. Mm-hmm. And he talks about being the oldest of I don't know how many siblings.
Yeah.
And having to be a provider and just stepping into that provider role naturally in his life. He's trying to make fire, struggling. We don't know how long he's trying. It could be like 45 minutes. It could be an hour. It could be 5 minutes. But either way, he gets upset. He just like stops and walks away.
Yeah.
Savannah's like 2 words about Jawan making fire. red flag. I was like, what? She's like, if he gets upset about da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But what I love about Survivor and about communication and studying like human relationships is this was such an opportunity for strong connection between those two.
Yes.
If she just would have walked up to him and said, hey, like, I noticed you got really frustrated. What's going on?
Yeah.
And he could have been vulnerable and it would have further solidified
For sure.
Joanne.
Yeah.
And Savannah. But instead, she just made a snap judgment and is like, if he's getting upset about this, he's not going to be able to keep his cool.
It could be like an act of self-preservation to just try and like get somebody else on the chopping block before you.
Yeah. I hated it though. I'm just like, girl.
And I can't like so for our fans that maybe aren't as attuned to Survivor, there is something called the edit, which we've talked about before, but let me make it a little more clear. When we say the edit, we're referring to the footage that is in the episodes and the way that production is presenting it, because we don't see every moment on the island. We actually see a very small percentage of what is filmed and what is experienced. And the show edits players in certain lights to fulfill certain narratives and certain character archetypes. Anyway, I am very edit-minded, and I couldn't help but notice too, I wonder if this struggle to make fire is an indication and foreshadowing that Jawan goes out at the final four.
No!
We'll have to see. That's so far away. But that was literally my very first thought. Anytime I see somebody struggling to make fire, I'm like,
poetic.
Ooh, they're prepping us. They're prepping us for something. Or
Or is Matt gonna dominate in the fire making challenge?
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but that's kind of what I thought.
That's true, because the editors have to be very, very selective over what they show, because we see like this much of like a day, you know? So we know that every bit they add in, they do it for a reason.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, interesting.
Why are they showing us this?
Why are they showing us this? Yeah. Let's see if I had anything else on the Uli tribe. I just wrote, I'm glad that they're safe.
Yes, me too. Love them. We love you, Uli.
Oh, the other silly thing I kind of wrote, Savannah, like, not sharing her career is so extra and unnecessary to me. Like, girl, a reporter, no one cares.
I just think that everybody overrates how much your occupation really matters.
Totally.
Even, like, the big one that people always hide is, like, lawyers. Like, you're a lawyer,
doctor,
you hide it. Like, I really don't think it matters that much. Like, obviously, I understand why they do it, because any reason it could be the reason that you get voted out. So people could be like, oh, you know, he could argue his case really well at Final Tribal. Or like Nate being like, oh, I don't want them to think that I'm rich because I worked on these big movies that everybody's seen. But yeah, Savannah, like being a news anchor, it's like, I think it's probably just because she's like, oh, news anchors can remain really composed and they might think she's like a good public speaker.
And she made like a Rick Devens parallel. So she was like, I don't know if people would be like, ooh, Rick Devens. Like, I was just like, it's not that threatening.
And like the Rick Devens thing, if anything, was like his comedy, his joke of like,
totally
Rick Devens.
It was a bit.
Yeah.
It was just a bit.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, she really is just being so serious and I need her to relax a little bit.
Yeah. We'll see.
Come on, winner pick.
Yeah, how Savannah, I know. Both of our winner picks were like, ugh.
I'm like, relax.
Yeah.
Be nice to each other. We need them to play nice to each other.
We do.
We have to have them play nice to each other. Okay. So let's go back to the Kella tribe, because tribal council is looming.
Can I say something really quick about the immunity challenge really quick? Immunity challenge, again, nothing super crazy. It comes and it goes. However, the moment where they've gone through the mud and Jeremiah is like, there's mud in my eyes.
How do I get it off?
And Nicole drinks water and spits it into his eyes was fierce. She said,
I loved that.
She said, oh, well, spoiler alert, Nicole goes home. But if you've already watched this, then
if you haven't watched the episode yet, what are you doing?
If you haven't watched the episode, go and watch it, because I just told you who went home. Anyway, Nicole said in her post-game interview that what you didn't see is that Jeremiah asked her to do that. But it made me laugh regardless.
Yeah.
It was really funny. Anyway, so yes, back to Kella. They lost
Sorry, one more thing with the immunity challenge.
Yes.
I was cackling at that. I think wow. What did I just say? I think Annie is a bigger liability than Nicole. honestly. She is not great in the challenges, I don't think.
Nicole talked about that in her post-game interview too.
I didn't watch her post-game interview. I should have been prepped for this.
I listened to it again like right before we filmed.
But Annie is horrible. She's weak.
Nicole said like she felt like her performance in the immunity challenge pretty much like sealed her fate, so she was kind of surprised that it was her. She was really blindsided that she went home.
Well, there's a moment when Nicole is like, Annie, I need you to pull it further to the left.
Like, I am.
She's like, this is as far as I can go. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Like you see other people like on the Hina tribe, Jason is like pulling it all the way over here. She was doing the least.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed about that. I was like, if it's really about strength, you guys, like it had to be more than that. Yeah. Anyway, so I was so obviously like annoyed. I was just like, blah.
Yeah. So Kella loses immunity. They come back together. We see alliances getting locked in and people deciding what to do. So Jeremiah, Jake, Alex, and Sophie lock in their alliance, their foursome, and decide they're basically, it's between Nicole and Annie.
Yep.
Something I thought was really funny. This happens earlier in the episode, but Jeremiah is giving commentary on the Alex and Jake bromance, and he's like, it's so interesting when you see gay couples, they usually look like each other. Yeah. And like making a joke about their bromance, which was really funny. Then later, when Jeremiah is talking to Jake, he's like, hey, like, we're both from Canada. Like, I don't know if anybody would suspect like the gay guy to partner up with like the straight guy. Yeah. And Jake goes, oh, I'm good with it. Not because you're gay.
Not because you're gay or anything.
You're gay. Like, I'm good with it just in general.
I thought that was so silly.
It made me laugh. It was funny.
I was like, oh, Jake is so...
Jeremiah is providing some much needed comedic relief.
I love Jeremiah.
Me too.
Love Jeremiah. Yeah.
So anyway.
Loved that.
Comes down to Annie versus Nicole.
And they choose instantly, basically.
Yeah.
From what I remember in the episode.
Pretty straightforward as to like what they're doing. Alex and Annie had already linked up earlier in the episode. I wrote down that I felt like that was a pretty smart move on Alex's part to have this like side thing with her. He says that he's always connected with like older women as like his like mentors and role models.
Like powerful women.
Yes. And I think that's pretty smart. Like maybe this is like too soon to say. I wrote, I think this is smart. Annie is already kind of giving potential 0 vote finalist at 100%. Final Tribal Council. And so I think it's a smart move for Alex to link up with her and pull her along. However,
sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, however, Annie
2 seconds later,
paranoia, I'm assuming, goes to Sophie and says, if we get rid of Nicole, what if you, me, and Jeremiah next time vote out Alex or Jake? Which I actually think is actually kind of a smart thing.
Oh, no.
Like, I don't necessarily know if it's a smart move for her to say that because it puts a target on her, but I think that would be a smart move. Because it is. Alex and Jake are going to be a duo that will run this tribe and run the game. However, Annie, I noticed there was just quite a bit of like messy gameplay on her part this episode. Like earlier in the episode, she intentionally like isolates herself to go and look for Beware Advantage, which she doesn't find.
Because someone says like, hey, let's go to the water well. She's like, yeah, you guys do that. I'm going to go collect this. Is
bad. Bad gameplay. You never isolate yourself. Then on top of that, you know, if you know you're on the chopping block, it should be, I'm with you. I'm always going to vote with you. I understand that she's trying to plant some seeds for later, but I do think it was risky for her to go to Sophie and say, hey, you, me, Jeremiah should vote to Alex or Jake. Because then Sophie goes back, tells the rest of the alliance what she said, and then they are basically deciding, okay, do we keep Nicole or Annie? Meanwhile, while this is all going on, Nicole's puking.
Throwing up through her hands violently.
Crazy.
So unexpected.
Yeah.
She just goes, I think I'm going to...
Yes.
And I am a sympathetic barfer.
Oh, no.
And so when she threw up, I literally gagged. And I was like, I feel like I'm going to puke.
You know what's crazy is it seemed like it was because of nerves.
Yeah.
Again, post-game interview, she said, we hadn't eaten because we didn't have supplies. They gave us vitamins so that we could keep our nutrients up. And I took a vitamin on an empty stomach and immediately puked it up. Nicole was like, I honestly was shocked that they kept that in the episode because it was not even happening like during any kind of game conversation at all. They had literally just given me a vitamin.
And I just threw it up.
And I just puked it up. But it was some fierce content. Rob Zesternino was like, I think that was the most graphic puking we've ever gotten on Survivor.
She made a Survivor history.
She did. Survivor history.
I love that for her. It was horrific though.
Yes. Yeah. So
with Nicole's edit as well, leading up to the vote, I was like, they're building this narrative like, is she going to make something happen? Because Nicole's talking about her career as a financial crimes investigator, which is so cool.
Such an interesting job.
Such a unique job. And she's like, I am trained to be tipped off on anything that feels off or feels suspicious, like suspicious activity, activity that's out of the norm. So she's like, if I notice anything, I am playing my shot in the dark. Like, because there was so much suspicious behavior, especially in tribal council. Yeah. So I'm like, girl, they must have convinced her.
Oh, they did. She says in her post-game interview that, so I wrote down Jeremiah at tribal makes a comment basically exposing the fact that there's a 4-person alliance and 2 people on the outs, because he says, blah, 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 blah. And when you're comparing the weaknesses of 2 people.
Very explicit.
And then there's looks. Like Sophie is sitting in the front and like winces.
She literally goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nicole, as soon as she hears that, leans over to Alex and is like, am I good? And Alex is like, yeah, you're good. So what Nicole said.
What he proceeds to say too is, and whoever is going home, they think they're good. Yeah. They think they're in.
Yes.
Jeremiah. Yeah. Get a grip.
I know. Listen, Kella, the running theme of this episode was, I kind of felt like the running theme was just messy gameplay. Because the other thing we didn't talk about, sorry, I'm going to go on a tangent for a little bit. And I just want to say something. I just want to get it out.
Get it out. And then I need to say something and get it out after you go.
The shoe bandit thing, is that what you were going to say too?
Yes, but I have another thing.
Okay. The shoe bandit thing, to me, I'm going to say, one, I think it's annoying. Because to me, it just seems like a ploy to get screen time. That's what it feels like to me. Because it's not even like framed as, oh, I'm going to create paranoia, blah, blah. Jake literally says like, I'm just going to do it every day and I think it's funny.
He said, I think it's funny. We're here for 26 days. We need to have fun.
And what? Listen, and I'm not saying anything about Jake as a person, but that's kind of obnoxious to me.
No, it's giving like sixth grade kid that thinks he's so funny, but he's really just pissing everyone off. Yeah.
Sloppy gameplay, because if he gets caught doing that,
and he will,
anything can set people off when they're tired, hungry, thirsty, paranoid,
fighting for $1 million.
If they find out you've been touching their stuff. Edge of Extinction, season 38. Very first episode when they vote out Reem, one of the main reasons they vote her out is like, you kept touching our stuff. And she was like, oh my gosh,
that's right. She kept drying the clothes. Oh my God,
like I was doing laundry for you. Sorry. And they were like, stop touching our clothes and moving and we can't ever find anything.
Yes.
So I'm like, Jake, kind of annoying.
Because it would be fine if he was like, I have this plan where I'm going to try and pin it and he's going to target 2 people. And frame someone. Yeah. But he's like, I'm just going to pick a left shoe.
And just throw it away.
And just throw it away.
That's annoying.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
And especially, it's just so contradictory to the game he wants to play too. Yeah. Like, if you're anticipating getting to the end and being like, I was such a loyal, good guy hero, they're going to be like, you kept throwing my shoe away.
Haha, yeah. Anyway,
so
what was the thing that you need to get off your chest?
I hate his nipple piercing so much.
Oh.
Do you like it?
I think that nipple piercings can be hot.
Yeah.
And I don't hate his.
I hated his.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
I
think it might be an age thing for me.
Oh, like because he's like older?
I'm like, you're older now. You have a child on the way. Get a grip. Take it out. I don't know. That was just me.
I don't know if I...
That's fine.
Love it, but I wasn't like, if anything, I was more like, oh, wig, like a straight guy has a nipple piercing, because I feel like those are usually like bigger amongst the gays, per se. Okay. That's totally fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. And if you don't like it, that's great. We can both have different things that we are annoyed.
That's fine. I found it repulsive.
Okay.
Well, repulsive is strong. Repulsive is too strong. I still think he's an island hottie.
People live.
And I have nothing. If you want to go get a nipple piercing, do it.
Queen.
Do it. I would never do it on myself.
Yeah.
But I just did not like it on him.
Okay.
And I think part of it is because he's just annoying me. And it goes to another just quick side tangent about Big Brother. Vince. just because I don't like him and he's so utterly annoying to me, his mustache, the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he does anything.
Vince is on a different show and is out here catching strays.
Yes, as he should. But literally anything he does annoys me.
Okay.
And I'm just getting that vibe a little bit from Jake. That I'm like, everything you're going to do is going to annoy me now.
No, I understand that. I've had certain players that were like that. I don't want to say the players.
That's fine. Jake, we still love you if you want to come on the show.
Well, I was going to say, it's one player of mine, God, we're on like a whole tangent.
Yeah. We'll get back on track.
My player that, like, everything they did annoyed me is Rick Devens. And everybody loves him. I know.
It's fine. No, I'm here for it. But
like I said,
more.
My boyfriend and I are rewatching Edge of Extinction, and I'm giving him more of the benefit of the doubt and like whatever. But I understand what you're saying, because that was Rick Devens for me, where everything that he did and said, I was like, you're annoying.
Yeah.
Like, you're annoying. And I love you, Rick Devens. I'm excited to watch you on season 50. I'm making it very clear. Please don't send hate to any players. I am not trying to send hate to any player either.
No.
This is an edited reality show. And Rick Devens, I love you. And I hope that you do really well on season 50.
And everyone needs to understand that. Jake, I'm not throwing any personal hate towards him.
Yes.
He's great, whatever. I'm sure he's a great person. I hope your son and your wife are healthy.
Yes.
Whatever. I'm just saying you annoy me.
That's fair.
That's it.
Back to Tribal.
Back to Tribal.
So we were talking about, Jeremiah makes this comment.
Yep.
Nicole says, am I good?
Here we go.
And what I was going to say before we got on our lovely tangents there about nipple piercings and
Vince
and Vince and the shoe bandit is Nicole says in her post-game interview, she was like, I was convinced that Jeremiah was saying that to appease Annie. Like, they had gotten me so good, and Alex was like, you're good, that when Jeremiah said that, Nicole said, oh, it's just to make sure that Annie doesn't play her shot in the dark. She knew she was screwed. She said at that point she was about 30-70, like 70% chance it's Annie, 30% it's me. She said she was really screwed when she voted before Jeremiah. And she had told Jeremiah earlier, Jeremiah, if I'm good, give me a look when you're walking back from the voting booth.
And he didn't.
And she said Jeremiah didn't look at me, and that's when I was like, I'm going home.
Because it was done.
Yep.
It was written.
Yep.
It was,
Yes. Oh. So compared to some of the other premiere episodes that we've had in recent seasons, this was pretty quiet. Pretty straightforward, 5-1 vote, no advantages played, no idols found, no shots in the dark. Nicole's gone.
Yeah. I have a couple more notes about Tribal.
Yeah.
One, I loved that Jeff was killing the Kumbaya vibes.
Yes.
Because they came into it and they weren't wanting to be serious.
Yeah.
They weren't talking about anything serious. And Jeff is just like,
come on,
guys. Let's get it together. I love Jeff for that.
Yeah.
The other thing was the contagious laughs between Jeremiah and Annie.
Yeah.
Is it her contagious laugh that kept her?
Yeah.
Who knows? Because it wasn't for strength, in my opinion.
Yep.
So I don't know what it was. And Nicole, I think Nicole should have stayed.
Yeah.
Her read of everyone at Tribal and what role they play in the tribe was spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah.
And so I was like, why?
Yeah.
I was just kind of baffled, like, she's obviously aware of herself. She's like aware of everyone's role in the tribe. She's aware of the role she plays in the tribe.
Yeah.
She does well in challenges. People liked her. Sophie was like, Nicole and I would be friends outside of this.
Yeah.
Annie, on the other hand, I feel like she has zero self-awareness. Like, she's putting herself on the outs.
Yeah.
She's playing like a little bit too
sloppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, to her move with Sophie, I think it was the right thing, because she was like, she's just thinking beyond this one vote.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to just vote someone out just for me to be next. Like, I need to solidify something.
Yeah.
I just thought it was dumb to throw out Alex and Jake. And she was saying we should get Alex before Jake.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that when he wanted to work with you?
Yeah.
So I'm just confused. If they're trying to solidify like a strong tribe, there's obviously things we are not seeing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for like post-game interviews. I'll have to listen to Nicole's just for some of the holes to get filled there.
Honestly, Nicole, this is like not supposed to sound shady or anything. She didn't really have a lot to add beyond what I shared. She was out there for 2 days.
Yeah.
Had nothing but kind things to say about her tribe mates, and was excited to watch the rest of the season. But yeah, I found her post-game interview, there wasn't a ton that I honestly don't think there was a lot we didn't see. I think we saw a pretty accurate take on what happened. Other than that, like, seemed like she was on the outs, didn't really make the connection she needed to make, was perceived as a physical liability. And we talked about that. We said when we did our pregame analysis that Nicole is going to have a hill to overcome if her tribe loses immunity early on. And if she can get over that hurdle, she's going to make it deep. And she just wasn't able to this time.
She wasn't able to do it. There is it's not even a myth because it's actually statistically true. Winner 42, Marianne, says that there's the female M name curse.
There is.
That you will be the first boot if you're a female with an M name.
And the only reason it wasn't Marianne is because Marianne had a Mariah on her tribe, and Mariah went out first.
And I'm just saying N is a lot closer to M than A is.
That is so true. Oh my God. What about MC? Oh my God. Oh my God. If Hina loses, everybody stay tuned for the return of the M curse.
What are they going to do on Uli? Because they're all S names.
Well, there's N.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but that's Nate,
it's
though.
a male.
That's right. It's the female curse. Oh my God. I can't remember if that curse has ever been broken.
No. I don't think it has, because up to Marianne, it hadn't.
I'm trying to think.
She brought it up in the game. Or was it? I think it may have been in post-game stuff.
Oh, God. I think in 46.
Girl, don't look at me. You know way more. Like, you're so sharp.
In 46 on the Green Tribe, whose name I don't remember.
Let me look it up.
There was a Mariah. And she was not the first boot on her tribe. Jem was.
Let me look it up.
So she might have broken that the curse. Yeah.
Hang on.
If you search Survivor M curse, let me know. While Alysha's doing that, I'm going to give a quick recap.
Jem was first, and Mariah.
Yes.
So Jem was the first off of their tribe.
Yes. And so Mariah might have theoretically broken that curse. But I don't know.
Okay, Mariah.
We'll have to see what happens with
But MC. She went right after her.
She did. She
and
was the merge
Jem
boot.
had an M in her name. Her name ended in M.
Man. This curse is fierce.
It's real.
We got the Margarita curse too. Margarita also starts with an M. X-Files theme.
I'm so...
No, that's not X-Files. X-Files is the one where it's like... Boom, 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 boom. I think that's the X-Files one.
I don't watch X-Files.
Oh, are we going to get copyrighted for that?
I don't know. It's fine.
Okay,
yeah,
anyway. Recap. So, last things that I want to say.
Okay.
To me, and granted, obviously, edits are interesting. We saw certain people more because they lost challenges. But to me, my impression is that the premiere, you're supposed to kind of set the stage. And to me, the stars of the season, very easily Rizzo.
Yeah.
Like, they set him up as a huge character.
Yeah.
At the beginning. He had the most conventionals. Rizzo, Jake, Alex, Savannah,
Nate, I think.
Maybe Nate and Sophie. I feel like this Kella tribe, honestly, the vibe I'm getting is Kella's going to be the disaster tribe.
Absolutely.
Jake, Alex, and Sophie are going to stick around and
survive.
Be the minority group that goes deep into the game.
I could see Jeremiah disrupting that, though, because there was adequate time given to Jeremiah.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I just was saying, based on like overall presence, screen time, all this stuff, it seemed like to me the big stars that we were kind of setting up are, like I said, Rizzo, Alex, Jake, Sophie, Savannah. And then, yes, Jeremiah did get quite a bit of content. Steven on Hina got like by far the most content on his tribe. He's kind of the breakout star for his tribe. And then, Nate had quite a bit too. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how these perceptions play out. But I feel very safe in saying that those 5 or 6 players are probably making it pretty deep.
Yeah.
I think that we should expect to see Rizzo, Alex, Jake, Sophie, Savannah in the merge.
Confident.
Sure.
I'd bet money on it. 100%. Yeah. I'm really excited. Hina has broken the yellow curse there for this.
Up to this point, they have.
Up to this point, they have.
Yeah.
They're not a disaster.
Yeah.
Blue has taken that one for this
which
season,
is interesting,
hopefully.
Blue tribes typically do quite well.
They're so strong. Yeah. So I love a little flippity flop.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I'm feeling okay about my winner pick. I just need her to chill out, Savannah.
Yes.
I'm feeling really great about Sophie on Hina. Just seeing her presence in the challenges and seeing how calm and collected she was, how well her and Jason worked together in the challenges, I'm like, I'm high on this one.
Yeah.
And Christina. So I think there's some serious strength coming from Hina that we just haven't seen yet in this episode. And that's fine because they can only show so much.
Yes.
Absolutely. So much. So if you haven't watched yet and you haven't tuned into the season, do it. Don't just wait for 50 to come around.
Yeah.
Survivor is great right now as it is. I hope people don't just like forget about this season and be like, I'll catch up on 50. Watch it right now. It's so good.
Absolutely.
We love this cast.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to see what happens. No advantages were mentioned.
Yes.
No advantages were even
no idols were found.
Hinted at. Yeah, nothing. Yeah. So I'm sure we'll see some of that next episode. Yeah, looking forward to it.
You know, and like we've said, it's out there. We won't tell you who, but there's 2 people from 49 on 50, and you're going to want all the context. You're going to want to know what their story is, what the tea is. Last random thing I want to say, since you've done like amateur Survivor competitions, is I was talking with one of my employees at work today, and he told me that he used to play ORGs, online reality games, with Rizzo. I was like, what? Are you serious? And he's like, yeah, I used to play online Survivor games with Rizzo. And then when I saw he got on the show, that's crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, do you still like talk to Rizzo? And he's like, every now and again, but I can't ask him about the show for obvious reasons right now. And I was like, crazy. Look at that.
That's crazy.
That's our,
maybe we can get some insider info.
That's our in. Rizzo, if you're out there.
I love it.
My employee, if you're listening, I'll keep your details private. But like,
give us the tea.
Yeah, give us the tea and get us hooked up with Rizzo.
Yeah, we'll keep it anonymous.
Get him on the show.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I loved this episode.
Yep.
Pretty expected, pretty chill, pretty calm.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like nothing too crazy or out of the ordinary, but like a fairly solid premiere. Survivor premieres are important for setting the stage. I do think in recent years, they've become a little bit less memorable because we follow the same formula in all of the new era seasons to some extent of like 3 tribes, 1 tribe gets their supplies, the other 2 have to compete for them. So it's kind of made it hard for premieres to stand out as much. However, I don't have like any complaints about this episode. No, it obviously doesn't reach the highs of something like Pearl Islands, or Token Cheens, or Heroes vs. Villains, or
the first challenge where Sugar's bra gets ripped off by Sandra.
Yeah, fierce. Oh, Sandra, you were fierce for that.
Yeah, I love Sandra. That's exactly
what
we
want to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it was great. No complaints.
It was great, and I think for the more casual viewer, the first 4 episodes are hard for them to like get through. But it really is important, so much of like the setting the stage, the dynamics, the relationships. It also does make it more exciting if you know their backstory and the pregame press.
Yes.
Because I was so stoked on how many of our reads were like on.
Yeah. We ate with those.
They were on.
We did really well.
Yeah. We did well. I was really impressed. There were a couple that were like, okay, that was like not what we thought.
Well, yeah, like Shannon doing well socially is not something that I expected at all. And maybe I should have.
I was hoping for Shannon and Savannah because they're my favorite on that tribe. Yeah. Like, obviously, they're my like favorite girls over there, but probably my favorite girls on the whole cast.
Yeah.
So and at first, you had mentioned Savannah would be like no to the woo-woo stuff. But anyway.
She's eating the woo-woo up.
Yeah. So if you aren't stoked on the season yet, if this first episode didn't get you hyped, maybe just listen to some of our tribe reviews to get more context on who these people are and what their strategy might be coming into the game. But people always mix it up and play differently. Anyway, just join us for the season. And of course, share your thoughts with us.
I was just about to say, we would love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment down below. Tell us how you're feeling about the season.
Yep.
You know, we want to know what you're thinking. We want to hear if there's things that we didn't notice that maybe you did. If there's things that you think are cool, let us know what you're thinking.
Yes, we are stoked about it. And Taylor, the queens have spoken.
The queens have spoken.
And we have been correct.
Yes.
We have been fierce.
Always correct.
We outfit, outgay, outslay so hard.
So hard.
We might be wrong in the future. Who knows? Yeah. But we have a good track record. I was going to say, one season.
The outfit today is definitely happening.
The outfit.
To our audio-only viewers,
Your outfit is great.
I mean, is a white t-shirt and a plaid shirt rolled up.
It's all about the accessories.
I mean,
accessorizing everything. Would this outfit be fierce without the...
I mean, you're right. Yeah. I just feel like I don't want to give credit to like a man wearing a basic outfit, you know? But
you are not a typical man, Taylor, because you bring the out gay, the queen.
For sure.
And together we outslay.
Yes.
I hope this, you know how I split the screen? I hope us,
our
fingers can tap. I'll make them tap.
Fierce.
Okay, we love you all. Tune in for next week. Mm-hmm. We will release the episode hopefully sooner after, because this week it's like going to be right before the next episode.
Yes.
So you won't have a lot of time. But anyway, as we're starting, we're getting our schedule set up. We're getting our studio set up.
Yes.
We love you. We're so excited. We love Survivor, and have a great week. Go outfit, out gay, out slay. Be nice. Be kind. Tell everyone to watch Survivor.
Yes. Tell everyone to watch our podcast.
Yeah. Rate, review. And that's about it. Any last words? Got anything?
I'm good to go.
Okay. Sounds good.
Bye, y'all.